Salutations and welcome to the 10th episode of this podcast series. In this episode we shall be talking about the not too uneventful reign of King Eadred. Most of Eadred's reign was spent by him attempting to regain control of the Kingdom of Northumbria, of which the Kingdom of York was a constituent part of, which is why throughout these podcasts they have been used somewhat interchangeably. So the Kingdom of Northumbria, when Eadred acceded in the year 946, pledged fealty to him, but a year later Eric Bloodaxe, who you might have heard of, quite a brutal Viking as his name suggests, he was a son of a Norwegian king, decided to set himself up as the king in Northumbria, and naturally this provoked quite a brutal response from Eadred, who in 948 decided to ravage Northumbria, and Eric was subsequently driven out. Yet next year, in a rather fickle fashion on the part of the nobles and thanes of Northumbria, Olaf, who was the previous king of York, returned and was proclaimed king, but was driven out in the year 952. I think internally it's not entirely sure Eadred had anything to do with that, because don't forget Olaf was the godson of King Edmund, who was Eadred's brother. But for some reason they was driven out in favour of Eric Bloodaxe. So Eric Bloodaxe returned in the year 952, but he himself was deposed in the year 954. And I think by this time they'd had enough of toing and froing, and finally submitted to the authority of the English king, and Northumbria would remain under the thumb of the English king pretty much until the present day. So aside from this, there's not really too much to go on King Eadred. We know he delegates a lot of power to St Dunstan, who at the time was the abbot of Glastonbury, because Eadred had a digestive illness which rendered him rather incapable of performing the duties of king as would be expected. This would perhaps have consequences for his successor and nephew, King Eadwig, who would accede the throne in 955 when Eadred died as a result of this digestive illness at the age of 32. This was a relatively short episode today, and I look forward to talking about King Eadwig next time. Thank you.